Welcome back, Star Trek fans. As expected, we have a ton of Star Trek news out of the San Diego Comic-Con, so let's get right to it.
You're the captain of the most important space station in the entire Federation. You're news.
News about Star Trek Starfleet Academy started early in the weekend with a few tantalizing pics dropped by Paramount, showing off a few of the characters, both old and new, and giving us some exciting hints before the big reveal on Saturday in Hall H, a teaser trailer for the upcoming new Trek series. Let's look at some of the highlights. The trailer starts with some gorgeous views of 32nd century San Francisco. If nothing else, I get the feeling from this trailer that Starfleet Academy will be a beautiful show. I love the glimpses we get of this city over 1,000 years in our future. We get our first look at Captain Nala Aki, played by Academy Award-winning actress Holly Hunter as she takes the center seat on what is presumably the USS Athena, which serves as both a part of the Starfleet Academy campus and a starship. We'll get a better look at the ship later in the trailer. Holly Hunter also does the voiceover of the trailer. I'm thrilled to have Hunter as a part of the Star Trek universe, and I love that she's playing such a big role in the show. We see various shots of the Starfleet Academy complex populated with various characters as well as dots, which you may remember from Discovery. Here's a shot of the Corps of Cadets with a couple of our main characters. More on them after the trailer. The various uniforms are interesting, and I generally like the variations we see throughout the trailer. It looks like the costuming department has been working overtime. Here's the first of a number of canon nods throughout the trailer, the James T. Kirk Pavilion along with a couple more dots. This character is Cadet Caleb Meir, played by Sandro Rosta. We get a few shots of him throughout the trailer. I'm guessing that he will play a large role in the series and will likely be the audience entry point into the life at Starfleet Academy. This character is Cadet Daram Raimi, played by George Hawkins. Cadet Genesis Lythe, a new species called Dar Shah, played by Bella Shepard. Next is a character I'm particularly interested in, Sam, played by Carice Brooks. Another character reveal, Jayden Craig, a Klingon cadet, played by Kareem Diane. Here we see the 5 main cadets together in a happy moment in their cadet uniforms. Definitely an interesting design, and I'm sure the marketing department is happy to be able to license new comm badge designs. Confirmation that the series is coming in 2026? This shot has been the subject of much scrutiny around the internet. There are a ton of familiar names from throughout Star Trek history, and TrekCore.com has done an amazing job of documenting each and every one. But there are a few that I want to spotlight. We have several behind-the-scenes folks represented, such as Aaron McDonald, Jenny Lumet, and Kirsten Beyer. Also, many more minor characters such as Peter Preston, Demora Sulu, Karen Ferris, and Alonzo Freeman. And of course, main characters from across the franchise, such as Christine Chappell, Leonard McCoy, and Charles Tucker III. But my absolute favorite is Admiral Harry Kim. After all those years on Voyager, he finally made it to Admiral. Way to go, Harry. An exterior shot, not certain on this location, but my guess is that it is not San Francisco. We get the various characters reciting an Academy chant, shouting duty, honor, service, followed by banners displaying the principles of duty, loyalty, honor, and integrity. And now a legacy character appears. The Doctor, once again played by Robert Picardo, emerges from a turbolift, with 2 officers behind him wearing Discovery Season 4 and 5 uniforms. The Doctor's uniform is one we haven't seen before, however. These 2 silhouettes would appear to be Caleb and Genesis. Caleb, once again, but this time with Tareema Sadal, described as the daughter of the president of Beta Z. I'm not certain what is happening in these 2 shots. Either it's a meteor shower or something a bit more dangerous, raining down above the San Francisco skyline. These are a couple of the only shots we get of Tatiana Maslany's character. We're not sure yet who she plays, but it is great to see her in Star Trek. Cadet Jayden Craig, who aspires to be a medical officer, gazes out of a window into space. A close-up on uniform detail as Daram approaches. I love this shot. Sam looks at a monitor labeled Confronting the Unexplainable, talking about the fate of Captain Benjamin Sisko at the end of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Did he die in the fire caves of Bajor? Did he live on in the Celestial Temple? Inquiring minds want to know. This appears to be Caleb and Tareema again, this time sharing a bench on the grounds of the Academy. Lots of Caleb in this trailer. Again, I think he might be an audience surrogate for the cadets' experience at the Academy. This is a lovely bit of Sam dancing in what is presumably her quarters. After the trailer, I'll go over a bit about what we know about the characters, and Sam is, in my opinion, particularly fascinating. A holographic stellar display, again with Caleb and Tareema together. Here we see Genesis, Sam, and Darum together wearing Academy Letterman jackets, another cool costuming design for the show. A lovely shot of Jet Reno, played by Tig Notaro, coming over to Academy from Discovery. Interestingly, she's in a different uniform than she wore in the pics that were released prior to the Hall H panel. Another fascinating character. Gina Yasher plays Commander Lura Thok, first officer of the Athena under Captain Ake. Her uniform features the Klingon symbol in the middle section, and she apparently has both Klingon and Jem'Hadar ancestry. Captain Ake wraps up her speech with "Boldly go where no one has gone before" to the assembled cadets. Behind her we see her first officer, Commander Thok, as well as one of our only glimpses of Admiral Vance, coming back for Starfleet Academy after the end of Discovery. Here are several shots of the USS Athena settling into her berth at Starfleet Academy. I love this design and I can't wait to see more, and to see the ship in action. A nice touch is the air show that features the Starfleet Delta in the background. Another shot of Captain Ake welcoming the cadets to the Academy, including the Doctor and Admiral Vance in the background. The title card comes up stating Academy will arrive in early 2026. No set start date yet, but we will bring you that news as soon as we have it. There is one final scene after the title that features Paul Giamatti as the villain character, whistling part of Alexander Courage's original Star Trek theme as he walks down a corridor with what can only be described as his goons. And there, the trailer ends. Along with the trailer, Paramount released information regarding each of the characters in the series. Holly Hunter plays Captain Nala Aki, commanding officer of the USS Athena and the Chancellor of Starfleet Academy. She is half lanthanite, which is the long-lived species from Strange New Worlds that Carol Kane's character, Pelia, is a member of. At the time of Season 1 of Starfleet Academy, Captain Ake is around 400 years old. Sandro Rasta plays Cadet Caleb Meir, a human who is described as an orphan with a troubled past and an unlikely Starfleet cadet. The character of Jaden Craig is a Klingon cadet who has dreams of one day becoming a medical officer and is played by actor Karim Diane. Carice Brooks stars as Ceres Acclamation Mill, or Sam, who is the first Casquian to enroll in the Academy. According to Paramount, she is a hologram who is created only weeks before we see her in the show. She is a likely candidate for the Spock or Data type character, the outsider who serves as an observer of humanity. Cadet Darum Ramey is from a species called Kionian, from a planet described as wealthy. He is played by George Hawkins, and the character aspires to be a Starfleet captain. Bella Shepard plays Cadet Genesis Lythe, a member of the Dar Shah species and an admiral's daughter. Outside of the cadet characters, we have Tareema Sadal, played by Zoe Steiner. Tareema is described as the daughter of Beta Z's president. Gina Yasher plays Commander Lura Thok, who is half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar, and serves as first officer under Captain Ake's command. Presumably, since the end of the Dominion War, the Jem'Hadar species has gone through some big changes, both socially and obviously physiologically. Can we assume that they are no longer under the yoke of the Founders and have some measure of self-determination? Paul Giamatti's recurring character of Nus Braka is apparently half Klingon, half Tellarite. He is described as having an ominous past with one of the Academy cadets. We also know that Robert Picardo's The Doctor from Star Trek Voyager and Tig Notaro's Jet Reno from Discovery will be in the series, and we saw them both in the trailer. We also got a couple brief glimpses of Admiral Vance, but missing from the trailer was Sylvia Tilly, although she is reportedly returning from Discovery. Also a big unknown is Tatiana Maslany's character, whom we glimpsed briefly in the trailer, but we still don't know any more about who she is playing. In addition to the character descriptions, Paramount also released the key art poster for Starfleet Academy Season 1. I love the imagery of the poster, but most fascinating to me is the return of the original film font for the series title. This has always been one of my favorite typefaces in Star Trek, and I'm thrilled to see it return here. Star Trek nerds, gotta love us, we're excited about fonts. I, for one, am very excited, not just about the fonts, but for this new series as a whole, and it looks like the creators have put a ton of time, energy, and thought into it. We will, of course, bring you more information about the series and these characters as we learn it. And of course, when the series starts up in early 2026, we'll be here to discuss it. What excites you most about the new series? And what was your favorite revelation about Academy from San Diego, or your favorite part of the trailer? Let me know in the comments. While the news about Starfleet Academy was arguably the biggest news to come out of San Diego, we also got a small teaser for Season 4 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Thanks to a surprise clip released at the convention, we have learned that there is a Muppet episode of the show planned for the 4th season. For the episode, the creative team behind Strange New Worlds worked with Jim Henson's Creature Shop to bring the puppets to life. The episode was directed by Jordan Canning, who has directed 3 prior episodes, all of them with a comedic bent: Spock Amok, Charades, and Wedding Bell Blues. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they have in store for us, not just with this episode, but for Season 4 generally, and of course, the rest of Season 3. Of course, Season 3 is still currently airing, and attendees at the Hall H panel got the opportunity to see an early screening of this week's episode, A Space Adventure Hour, directed by Jonathan Frakes. Our final bit of news from the big Hall H panel involves a Star Trek project that was first announced way back in 2022, Star Trek Con, which began life as a limited television series written by Nicholas Meyer and has now evolved into an audio drama with the story by Meyer and the script written by Kirsten Beyer and David Mack. The characters of Khan and Marla MacGyvers were previously announced to be played by Naveen Andrews, formerly of Lost, and Ren Schmidt of For All Mankind. We have several new cast announcements to talk about, including the return of a pair of Star Trek veterans. Sonia Cassidy, whom you may know from Reacher, stars as Dr. Rosalind Lear. Other actors include Ollie Haskivi as Delmonda, Maurice Sterling as Ivan, Mercy Malik as Ursula, and Zuri Washington as Mado. But most exciting to Trek fans will be the news that George Takei and Tim Russ will be reprising their roles as Captain Sulu and Ensign Tuvok, respectively. From the trailer that was released, it seems that there will be a framing story set aboard the USS Excelsior featuring Sulu and Tuvok, while the bulk of the action will be set on SETI Alpha 5 during Khan's exile. We also got a release date for the podcast. Star Trek Con will debut on September 8th, wherever you get your podcasts, with weekly episodes following each Monday thereafter through to November 3rd. We here at Kertrats Productions are very excited to cover this unique format for Star Trek, and we hope you'll join us on the journey. And finally, a bit of toy news out of San Diego to share with all of you. Regular watchers of Kertrats Productions will know that I'm very excited about the Nacelle company's new line of Star Trek action figures, and this past weekend, the company released details for their 3rd and 4th waves of action figures. First up, Wave 3. In celebration of the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, Nacelle is releasing the entire original series crew. The lineup includes a total of 11 figures: Captain James T. Kirk, Spock, Dr. McCoy, Uhura, Sulu, Chekhov, Scotty, Nurse Chapel, Yeoman Rand, and a mystery 2-pack of characters who have yet to be revealed. Of these characters, Nacelle released a sneak peek of the Uhura prototype figure, complete with the TOS phaser rifle and the Vulcan harp that she occasionally played. If the rest of the figures look anything like Uhura's prototype, we're definitely in for a great set. The characters from Wave 4 were also revealed, and these mark a return to their original strategy of releasing obscure characters or characters in alternate styles, for the most part. This wave includes Captain Benjamin Sisko in his Season 5-7 uniform, Saavik as played by Robin Curtis in Star Trek 3 and 4, Dr. Beverly Crusher, but specifically the version of her in a nightgown from the infamous episode Sub Rosa, Data in his sailing uniform from Star Trek Generations, Dr. David Marcus from Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan, Captain Picard from First Contact wearing his uniform undershirt, Captain John Harriman from Generations, Tom Paris as Captain Proton, Pavel Chekhov in civilian clothing from Star Trek IV, and Hoshi Sato from the Mirror Universe in the Enterprise episode In a Mirror Darkly. Also shown by Nacelle were sneak peeks of 2 characters from Wave 2, Captain Janeway from the Year of Hell 2-parter, and Ensign Nog, who amusingly comes with a removable leg. Wave 1 of the figures from Nacelle are currently available for pre-order with a reported delivery of late 2025. I personally cannot wait to get my hands on a few of these. As soon as I have them, I will definitely have to do a review here on the channel. Stay tuned for that.
We want to give audiences a reflection of their own world through the lens of fantasy. You know, science fiction.
All of that with weekly space adventures?
Just one major Star Trek release this week, and that is, of course, tomorrow's new Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode, A Space Adventure Hour, written by Dana Horgan and Catherine Lin, and directed by Jonathan Frakes. In this episode, Lon Noonien Singh tests out the Recreation Room, or holodeck, and finds herself embroiled in a 1960s-era murder mystery. Tune into Positively Trek on Friday, August 1st for our coverage of the episode, and also be sure to join us on Saturday here on this channel for The Unready Room, our live recap and discussion show. We go live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and we'd love to have you with us. And that's it for this rather full week in Star Trek. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, thank you very much to the Patreon supporters for helping out. Please go to patreon.com/Kertrats if you would like to help out the channel, but honestly, the best thing you can do is to tune into my videos each week. So to all of you out there who made it to the end of the video, thank you very, very much. I'll see you again soon, and until then, be safe and live long and prosper.